Yo, 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 what's going on, everyone? Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday night. It's always a great night on Wednesdays when we have some amazing wrestling going on. How are you guys doing? Kenneth, Hoodie, Joshua, thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Love the theme music. Indeed gets me pumped to talk wrestling. Yes, me too. It took me forever to find those. Forever. Very happy with them. Very, very happy with them. Hoodie says, what's good, bro? AEW was awesome tonight. I agree, man. I really enjoyed the show. I really did. Seems like NXT had a fantastic show as well. The guitars in the intro are kick ass. Thank you, Joshua. I appreciate it. Like I was just saying, it took me forever to find those. Jaden says, sup, bro? How's it going, man? Hope you guys are having a great night. Flash, thank you for being here. Hope you guys had a great night. What did you guys think about the show? Good show overall to me. I was gonna be honest, I'm a little disappointed. I kind of hyped myself up to see the Good Brothers tonight, so I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get to see him. I was super hyped when we saw Death Triangle come out, but then Good Brothers never made it. But I'm assuming it's gonna be coming. It's gonna be coming soon. Mini Dream says, I think match of the night between both shows was Kyle versus Pete. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Definitely agree. Those dudes beat the hell out of each other tonight. Absolute hell. Still not a fan of Toni Storm as a heel. She was great babyface, but yeah. I mean, everyone's got their own thing. I don't pay too close of attention to NXT at the moment, but I do still watch the show. So, man, tonight's Dynamite was just damn good. I agree. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Do you think Jon Moxley will return at the December 30th edition? I don't think so. I think he'll probably take a while off. You weren't into AEW tonight, to be honest, Jay Wolf. No worries, man. No worries. How about you tell us why? I would love to hear why you didn't like the show. Maybe we could talk about it in a little bit. Once again, your boy is back. How's it going, La? Welcome back. Glad to see you again. Glad to have you. So we're gonna go over tonight's AEW Dynamite show, and we will definitely be talking about some NXT as well. At some point, there's some great things happening that I want to talk about over there. I think Mandy Rose will be the mystery partner. That would be interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing that, but the whole thing with that is it involves Lana. So, but he says AEW is pretty good. I liked it. I don't think this was like the best episode of the world, but it was solid. It was good. I liked it. I don't really have anything to complain about. It was a good show to watch. It didn't feel like it took 2 hours. I was just there. I was enjoying my time. I wasn't angry at anything. I didn't feel insulted. Good matches. All good for me. All good for me. J Wolf says it was a solid overall show. Just wasn't impressed with any of the matches. No worries, man. I feel you, especially when you have NXT putting on that banger between Kyle O'Reilly and Pete Dunne. Wow. What a match. What a match. I was really hoping for Pete Dunne to win that one. It would have been great to see him and Finn Balor at New Year's Evil instead of seeing Balor and O'Reilly too, but it is what it is. I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic match. I'm really looking forward to that one as well. What do you think of Darby Allin versus Sting for the TNT Championship? I don't know. Maybe. It seems like they're going to have a 3-on-3 match. We will talk about that here shortly as well. I'm not too sure what they're going to do with Sting yet. Not sure what they're going to do. I'm a fan of Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. Me too. Sisis Gaming says, Ooga Booga. Ooga Booga. Here you go. How about this? Ooga Booga. Ooga Booga. There you go. That one's for you. I didn't watch O'Reilly vs. Dunne. Tomorrow I will see it. Definitely recommend watching. It was a fantastic match. Fantastic. They literally beat the hell out of each other for like 20 minutes. It was crazy. Has buried the Acclaimed in the rap battle. He did. He did. He really did. All right, so let's go ahead and get on with the topics of today's show. If you're here and you haven't already subscribed, please just hit that subscribe button. Just do it. We're so close to 600, 589 as we start the show tonight. Thank you guys so much. Also, make sure to hit that like button, or go ahead and hit the dislike button. I really don't care. Either way, but yeah, hit that like button, and we will get on with the show tonight. Let's see here. Opening up tonight's show, we had Hangman Adam Page and John Silver and Alex Reynolds of the Dark Order taking on Matt Hardy and Private Party. Followed by that, we had a little backstage segment here with MJF talking about winning the New York Times Best Performance of 2020. Crazy, incredible award there. Cody and Brandi Rhodes announced that a baby is on the way. Baby Rhodes is headed our way in 2021. Cody Rhodes takes on Angelico from TH2. Team Taz interrupts, and we see Sting once again. Miro is fined $75,000 for hurting 3 AEW officials and hospitalizing them. Plus, a wedding day announcement is coming up for Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford. I believe he said that was going to be on the holiday show, which is what, December 30th? The December 30th show? Or is it next week? I don't know. Inner Circle versus Best Friends, Varsity Blondes, and Top Flight. And a huge man match. Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker get into it backstage. Oh, I'm excited about that one. The Acclaimed versus SCU. 2 tag matches were made official for next week. We have the Acclaimed versus the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, and Top Flight versus MJF and Chris Jericho. After that, we have Serena Deeb and Big Swole versus Diamante and Ivelisse. And then the main event of the night, we had Kenny Omega versus Joey Janela in some sort of no disqualification eliminator match for, I don't know, I guess he's eliminated from challenging for the title or something. I don't quite understand. Anyways, pretty stacked show tonight. I enjoyed it. Let's see here. I was expecting Good Brothers on Dynamite. I was as well. Was there any Hikaru Shida or Abaddon stuff? There was not. But they did announce that Hikaru Shida will be in action. What is it, next week or so? So I'm assuming we'll see some of that. Kind of disappointing that they didn't follow up with that at all. Not even a backstage segment. Not even maybe an Abaddon squash match. So kind of frustrating for that. Kaz turning himself into Eminem was gold. Yes. That was good. That was good. Who do you think is the face in Kyle and Finn feud? I would assume Kyle. I know it's just for storyline, but man, was it disappointing to see my man Hangman lose. Yeah, I'm assuming there's going to be a little bit more to that. I wouldn't be too worried about it. I guess we'll start talking about that actually. So anyways, first match of the night, we saw Hangman Adam Page team up with John Silver and Alex Reynolds of the Dark Order taking on Matt Hardy and Private Party. This match was fantastic. I liked it. I really enjoy the role that Matt Hardy is playing right now with Private Party. And I like this whole new gimmick thing where he's like the greatest at everything. He invented everything. He's the reason why everyone does the things that they do today. I really like it. Private Party had a solid showing tonight, and just as they were about to get the win, Matt Hardy tagged himself in and kind of stole the win, if you will. So I like that nice little touch there. And I think that the role that he's playing with Private Party is perfect. I think he's kind of a nice little side thing for them to do while kind of building them up, but kind of holding them to the side as well, because obviously not everyone can be tag team champions. So, you kind of have to figure out some things for people to do in the meantime. So I'm not mad at this at all. I thought it was great. That little detail when Matt Hardy was expecting a heel move from Private Party was great. Yes, it was. I really like it. And man, can we just like shout out to Dark Order and Adam Page? They kicked ass tonight, man. The chemistry between those three was incredible. Absolutely incredible. They had that one sequence. Oh man, it was so good. They are so good as a trio. Like, I'm so surprised. I guess I shouldn't be surprised because we've seen Silver and Reynolds in their tag matches and they've done fantastic work as well. And obviously we've seen Omega and Hangman Adam Page here team up as well, put on some of the greatest tag team matches we have ever seen as well. So I guess it's just a given, but man, I was really, really impressed. A steed and 2 steers. Absolutely. Evan Wright says that 3-man Hangman Dark Order combo they did with the pop-up powerbomb inclusion rocked. I agree, man. I agree. I think we're talking about the same segment right here. I loved that. Absolutely loved it. They were so good. So good. Dark Order dressed like cowboys with Hangman was great. Yes, it was, Warrior. They were just like some outlaws. It was so good. It's crazy to see how much Silver and Reynolds have risen up from, just being like the kind of local talent jobber kind of guys that they seemed like they were going to be. And man, they've literally taken over BTE. They've stolen the hearts of everyone. They're fan favorites. Everyone loves John Silver. So it's awesome to see. I don't know what they're going to do with Paige and Dark Order and stuff like that. Maybe he'll join, maybe he won't. I have no idea, but I'm certainly enjoying what they're doing. This version of Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page, when it eventually happens, is going to be amazing. I agree, Max. I absolutely agree. And I still stand by what I've been saying forever. All right. When Jon Moxley won, I told you Kenny Omega is next in line. Kenny Omega is next. Here we are. Here we are with Kenny Omega as the AEW World Champion. And I'm telling you, Hangman Adam Page is next. Absolutely 100,000%. Hangman Adam Page is going to be the next AEW World Champion. He's so good. They've elevated him so well. I've loved all of it. Absolutely all of it. The whole drinking thing, the whole thing he had with Kenny as the tag team champions. Man, it was so good. Jeremy says, hey, I'm here from your Insta. Thank you, Jeremy, for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the shows or whichever show you watched tonight. We're going to be going over AEW Dynamite as we speak right now. If AEW are going to make the Trios Championship, Hangman... Oh, yeah, okay. Hangman, Silver, Reynolds should be the champs. Not bad. Not bad. I would see Death Triangle in that role. Possibly. I think they would be a fantastic fit for the first champs. The Best Friends would be a fantastic one, too. Everyone loves Best Friends. They're so good. I mean, I personally, Best Friends are one of my favorites. I just love the dynamic between all of them. It's great. Orange Cassidy is great as well. Good interview with Silver and Reynolds last week on AEW Unrestricted. That's what I've heard, Kenneth. That is what I've heard. I'm going to have to take a listen to that. Gonna have to listen to that. Rey Fenix versus Omega for the AEW Championship will be a 5-star classic. Absolutely. That's going to be a good one. It goes Hangman, then Pac. It definitely could. It definitely could. I have, right now, as we speak, I would probably put the next one on Miro. That would be, as of right now, that's who I would throw it on. Obviously, this is going to span over a very long period of time, so I'm not sure what the landscape will look like back then, but that's my guess. Hangman first, Miro next. Tony's already said that he believes in Miro, and he's going to be a huge star, so I totally believe that they're going to do well by him, and he's going to be a huge beast, and he's certainly going to be a world champion. And man, that AEW World Championship on the shoulder of Miro, man, that's porn right there. That's a good look. That's a real good look. I like it. I cannot wait. Hey there from Memphis, Tennessee. Hello, Deshaun. How you doing? How are you tonight? Sounds like NXT is going to be taking it easy these next few weeks. Well, I mean, they have they got Balor and O'Reilly coming up. It's going to be a big one. I'm sure that Priest and Cross is going to be, Karrion Kross is going to be a good one as well. Hopefully Bullet Club versus Death Triangle main events night 2 of New Year's Bash. I think it's odd that Phoenix versus Omega is on night 1. So you think Omega and the Good Brothers will take on Death Triangle? I'm not mad at that. Not mad at that at all. I would love to see that. I went into this episode expecting a follow-up on the Bullet Club's reunion last night on Impact, but got nothing. Not even a mention that it ever happened. Disappointing in that regard, but good show. I agree, Duke. I agree. I really agree. I was really expecting to see them. I still don't quite understand what they're doing here. Like, what is AEW getting out of this entire thing? Of course, they got social media and yada, 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 but they're the bigger of the two promotions. They're giving their world champion to Impact. He's going to be in a pay-per-view, and he's reunited with people from the Bullet Club. So why are they not doing any of those angles on Dynamite? I don't quite understand. It doesn't really make sense. So hopefully we see that soon. I've seen people say that that's going to happen. So I'm assuming just in a couple of weeks, maybe after the pay-per-view, it'll happen. But that's in January, so that's about a month away from now. We'll see though. We'll see. I think the whole thing that they're doing right now, I think it's going to be really slow. I think all of it's going to be really slow. And I have no problem with that. No problem with that at all. Tony Khan wants to help out Impact, it seems. Yeah, but no one helps without getting something in return. No one, he's not just going to be like, hey, here's my world champ. I don't want anything in return. Of course, he's going to want something. I'm assuming it's going to be the North. I can see the North and FTR fighting. That's for sure. And the Good Brothers and, I don't know, Good Brothers and the Young Bucks, Good Brothers and someone else. I don't know. I know for a fact they're going to show up. They're 100% going to show up. Hangman, he's 100% kicking out of the One-Winged Angel. Yes. Yes, 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 1,000 times. Yes. 100%. 100%. And that's going to be huge. That is going to be a huge moment. No one has ever kicked out of the One-Winged Angel except for Kota Ibushi, but that was on like DDT Pro or something, so no one really mentions it or anything. So we're just going to go with it's never happened. Hangman is 100% kicking out of the One-Winged Angel, and it's going to be huge. You're going to have this match. They're going to beat the living hell out of each other, okay? Kenny's going to bring him up, slam him down, and then you're going to be like, man, it's over. It's over. Omega won. And then you're going to see the closest 3 count you've ever seen in your life. And Paige is going to kick out, and it's going to be insane. If there's people there, they're going to probably lose their minds. People on social media are going to lose their minds. This is how you build stuff up. This is not even Okada. Nope. Nope. Okada has not kicked out of it. Just Ibushi on DDT Pro. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Maybe we get some Impact knockouts in return for Omega. Yeah, I could see that. The North is slowly breaking up. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Ethan Page, his contract's up soon, I guess. Is that what's going on? Impact mentioned AEW and the Bullet Club throughout their entire show, but AEW hasn't been taking advantage of the crossover in return, not even close. Yeah, that's what I don't understand either. They briefly talked about it. They said that they increased their Impact's viewership by 33%, and I think it was Tony Schiavone that was like, oh, I'm so glad that we increased their viewership from 1 to 6. So it's nice to see them taking shots. This kind of leads me to believe that there might be some sort of cross promotion pay-per-view event, kind of like it was Ring of Honor, and was it Ring of Honor and New Japan, or was it Impact and New Japan that did that, like War of the Worlds or whatever it was? I could definitely see something like that happening for AEW and Impact, and I'm not quite sure what those matches would look like off the top of my head, but I'm assuming they'd have some good ones. Ring of Honor and New Japan. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I imagine something like that taking place eventually. It doesn't seem like as friendly as we thought it would be, because we've seen a lot of back and forth between Scott D'Amore and Tony Khan, and now the AEW Dynamite commentary team is taking shots at Impact as well. So it's coming, and I think it's going to be a huge event. It's going to be crazy. I don't know in the long run if it's really going to help Dynamite or not, or AEW, I guess I should say. But man, this is a whole different ball game for professional wrestling. It's crazy, and I think it opens the doors for other things to happen as well, because imagine a New Japan partnership where you can bring in those other guys. The Gorillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Bring them back. Bring Switchblade in. You know, the current Bullet Club members, to kind of mesh and reunite, or maybe even clash with the Elite. Could be some fun stuff, man. Some real fun stuff. And I think, honestly, to me, I always thought the New Japan partnership and the New Japan and AEW partnership made the most sense, especially since New Japan was trying this whole US thing. They're trying to do shows here. They're trying to get a presence here. What better way to get a presence in the US than team up with number 2, right? So I don't know. The Forbidden Door, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Absolutely, man. Duke says, at one point, Ring of Honor had AJ Styles, Okada, Nakamura, Tanahashi, Adam Cole, the Briscoes, Naito, and Red Dragon all on the same card. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. Impact owes AEW a lot because of AEW. They're starting to get ratings and viewers back. Yeah, I mean, I think Impact, I didn't really watch it on Twitch very much, but from what I've gathered, I think they used to sit around 1,200 viewers, and last week they were average like 10,000 or something, I think. So like that's a huge uptick. And on TV they were up like 60,000 viewers or something. Plus on YouTube they were trending #1 worldwide, I believe, as well. So huge stuff for Impact. So that's why I keep saying I don't know what AEW is getting out of this. I don't know. Maybe Impact's going to eat first, and then AEW is going to eat afterwards. And they'll take what they're going to do. I'm assuming it's coming. And I've said it before. I think I said it a little bit ago. It's going to be slow. It's going to be really slow, whatever happens. And I think that's the right thing to do as well. You don't want to blow it. You don't want to blow it that fast. You want to make it slow. You want to kind of build it up. You kind of want people to stay guessing, like, hey, are they doing this? Are they going to do that? Like, are these people going to go over? Or is it like, is this partnership just Kenny Omega going over to Impact? Like, how boring. And then all of a sudden, stuff starts falling into place and you see it. Maybe AEW isn't mentioning it because they're kind of going the whole route of, they're kind of like sunning them, I guess, if you will. You know, they're taking shots at them. They're saying like, oh, you know, glad we increased your viewership from 1 to 6. So maybe they're like, we don't need any favors from Impact. Maybe that's what the thing's going to be. Like, hey, yeah, you could take Kenny, you know, well, you know, we enjoy getting our world champion in front of you guys, you know, it's cool. It's whatever. You know, we don't need anything from you. No, you have a tag team. No, you know, it's good. We have fantastic tag teams here. We don't really need you guys. You know, I don't know if you noticed, but we're doing really well in the ratings. You know, we're a top 5 TV show on cable television every single week. What are you guys, not even breaking 100,000? You know, that's cute. Thank you for the offer, but you know, we don't really need you. And then maybe Impact gets pissed off at that and they invade. Maybe we'll have that kind of angle. That'd be pretty cool. That would be very cool. So like I said, I'm not sure what the matches look like, but I think it's going to be an exciting time to be a wrestling fan. It's definitely, Wednesdays are definitely the best nights of the week for me. So after this opening match, we had Cody and Brandi Rhodes announce that Baby Rhodes is on the way. Baby Rhodes is on the way. There's tons of people having children. Tons of wrestlers, tons of wrestling couples having children. You got Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Got little baby Rollins and Lynch on the way. You got Jon Moxley and Renee Paquette, I think is how you pronounce her name. They got a child on the way. Now you have Cody and Brandi, and I think there's someone else that I'm forgetting about as well. But lots of wrestling babies on the way in 2021. Not surprised, since we are stuck in the quarantine era. Everyone's supposed to stay at home and not do anything else. So what better thing to do than make babies, right? How is Impact still in business? You know, it's only a matter of filling slots that others couldn't. So if AEW is pulling 100K on a Tuesday night on Access, but whatever else they would replace it with would be in that slot would only get 40,000. You know, it makes a lot more sense to keep Impact there because they're doing better. If that makes sense. And they offer people a lot of money. So, you know, I'm assuming they make good money from YouTube and Twitch as well. They don't have their own network, I don't believe, but they do on Twitch. They just play stuff 24/7. So on there you can subscribe, throw bits at them and stuff like that. So I'm assuming a lot of people do that as well to make money. Vance says, I have to watch tonight's AEW. By the way, did Moxley make his return? No, he did not. He did not. I don't imagine seeing him here for a while. He's probably going to be gone for quite a while, maybe till after they have their child. And that's the way it should be. That's honestly the way it should be. When a world champion loses their title, let him leave. Let him leave for a while. What is he going to come back and do? Feud with Kenny? There's a lot of stuff going on with Kenny right now. He doesn't really fit into that. He's going to squash people? Nah, I don't really see it. Darby is kind of I think a lot of people want to see him team with Darby. Darby's busy, so there's nothing really for him to do at the moment. So let him take a break. You know, let him do his own thing. Let him have a child. Let him be with his wife for a while. Let him rest up. He'll be back, and and this is the good thing too. Mox is a star, so him being off TV for a while is good because when he returns, it's going to be big. It's going to be a huge pop. Everyone's going to be super excited to see him again. And then they'll have a role for him to fit in and he'll do his thing like normal. Do you see Chris Jericho in the TNT title picture? I don't think so. Maybe if a lot of people have been saying that Sting should become the TNT champion. I don't necessarily believe that's the route that they should go. If that does happen, I could see Jericho challenging him. I definitely think we're going to see a Jericho and Sting match for sure. I think we're going to see that. So I don't know. I guess it all just kind of depends on where they go with things. The TNT championship kind of seems not very important at the moment. They're not really doing anything with it. He's feuding with Team Taz, and they're all individually interested in it, but there's no matches, there's no real like stuff going on. It's just tag matches. It's just beatdowns. So I'm not quite sure where they plan to go with that. I don't like Sting holding a title. Yeah, I don't either. I don't. Someone had said that he's there for a final run. And man, I really hope that's not the case. Not AEW. Don't do that. In what world does Sting beat Kenny Omega? Not in this one. For sure not in this one. This is not the world we live in where Sting beats Kenny Omega for the world title. So then if you chop it up to it not being Kenny, well, Hangman is the obvious next choice in line. Does Sting beat Hangman? Ooh. No. That's even worse. Hangman does not need to be losing to a man in his 60s. No. Then what you have Miro if things go how I plan them to be, it would be Miro next. Miro doesn't need to be losing to Sting either. So I don't quite see where he fits in. I don't know if he's going to be there that long or not, but I don't see him fitting in anytime soon. Not even in Saudi Arabia. No, please God, no. No Saudi Arabia shows, period. I don't want to see one in WWE. I don't want to see one in AEW ever. They're just completely pointless. Sting is going to be in Battlegrounds. Wow. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. I heard Sting came back to be a manager. Maybe, but he's listed on the active roster. He has a win and loss record on his page. So I don't know. He signed a multi-year deal, so maybe he's just going to manage at the start. Maybe he'll be in a couple tag matches. The 3-on-3, the 6-man with Sting, Cody, and Darby versus Team Taz, that seems fine with me. I think he could go in there. He could get a little bit of time in the tag match, look good. You know? Sting has a great mind, and I don't think he would bury a young talent. Yeah, I hope that's the case. I really hope that's the case. I really hope Khan doesn't pull a VKM. Me too, because to me, it seems like that's everything that they stand against. You know, the whole thing, I think it was Chris Jericho that was talking about WWE saying that, you know, all they do is just put the title on Brock Lesnar and probably Goldberg at the time. And it's like, stop feeding your up and comers to these people. Well, they don't need it. There's no reason why Kofi Kingston had to lose the WWE Championship in 6 seconds to Brock Lesnar. There's just not. There really isn't. If Brock Lesnar is going to come back, and if it's just going to be a pay-per-view match, he needs to put someone over. That's just the way it is for me. If he's going to come back for like an actual run, sure, he can get in a couple wins here and there, but the feud should end with him putting someone over. That's what I think. Do you think we will see Hangman winning the AEW title next year? Probably sometime in 2021, I would assume. Unless they're going all out with this Kenny Omega thing. I don't know how far this is going to go. I don't know if Impact's the only person that they're going to work with or not. Maybe they'll have a partnership with Ring of Honor. I don't know if Marty Scurll is still there or not. But if he is, there's opportunities there as well. And there's teams there that I'm sure a lot of people want to fight. I think the Briscoes want to fight FTR. And I think FTR wants to fight the Briscoes. So I don't know. All I can say is he's the next one for sure. He's for sure the next one. Probably if it is next year, it's probably at the end, towards the end of 2021 or somewhere between the middle and the end is what I'll say. I really don't see Kenny's reign be as long as Moxley's. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I guess it depends. They could go the whole route where Kenny has tons of titles and he's just exhausted from defending them. Maybe someone can get the win over him that way. That would work story wise, I guess. Let's see here. For the love of fucking God, Brock or Goldberg shouldn't be put in title scene. Yeah, they don't need to be in the title scene at all. If you want Roman Reigns and Goldberg to be a spear versus spear match, just do it. Title doesn't need to be involved. Title doesn't need to be online at all. In WWE, there's a Fiend, and in AEW, there's a Sting. Yes. And in NXT, there's some creepy ass Chinese lady too. We're going to talk about that because you know what? Let's just talk about it right now. We're just rambling anyways. Man, what do you guys think about those Xia Li, and Boa things? Those segments are so good. They're so good. I know that I think a lot of people have figured out who the girl is. The creepy girl is that's supposed to debut. I don't know how to pronounce her name at all. And I certainly can't remember it. But man, I am so excited for those. I love those videos. It's definitely something that I look to every Wednesday. Erotic? What? I look forward to them every Wednesday. I absolutely love them. They're so good. They're so good. And I love that there's like blood involved. The camera work is incredible. Like those videos, those are just so good. They're so good. We got a decent look at the lady as well this week. And I can't express enough how much I like it. I absolutely hated it at first. Hated it. Like when Regal went to her house or whatever, her apartment, and was like, oh, this is weird. I was like, man, this is some trash. And then when they got like kidnapped and they were in the dark beating each other up and bleeding and stuff. Ooh, the tables have turned. Tables have turned. I absolutely love it. Imagine during Omega vs. Page and Moxley returns to distract Omega. Maybe. Yep. That could happen. They've had a long history. I could see it continuing. And it's certainly a way to, if you were to do something like that, that would be a good, like one of those reasons where your world champion doesn't leave because he would have something to do, right? So Omega's like, you know what, Paige? Yeah, you took my title and I'm coming back for you. I'm still going to get it. All right. But right now I need to beat the hell out of Jon Moxley for causing me this title loss. You know, we need to sell our scores first and then I'll be on my way for you. You still hate the criminal Humberto Carrillo. I mean, the man owes me $1.99 for knocking over my Lunchable. The man's made me look like a joke on Instagram for writing some terrible pay-per-view predictions. So you know what? Yeah, he's paying for his crimes. Absolutely paying for his crimes. Why do you think he hasn't been seen on TV? There's a very, very good reason for that. And I think you can figure it out if you just think about it and put two and two together. Absolute criminal. Absolute criminal madman. Disgusting. absolutely disgusts me. So yeah, we have after the Cody Rhodes and Angelico match where Cody gets the win, we have Team Taz interrupting, and I like this. I like this a lot. Taz said that he was going to beat Cody into paternity leave. Fantastic stuff right there. Fantastic. As they go to the ring, the darkness hits, and your boy Sting comes out, saves the day, pulls the bat out of his pocket. Great visual. And it was kind of cool seeing like Hobbs try to fight him still, because it's like, hey, Sting's an old man. I'm a big dude. I'm young. I got this. You know, so that was a nice little touch that I had there. I really liked that. The thing afterwards, though, that, you know, I'm still just don't know what's going on. I still don't know. They're showing Sting. They're showing Cody. They're showing Darby, who's sitting in the rafters with the TNT Championship. This is the second time he's come out to save them. So what's going on? Is this going to be some weird trio team? Is it going to be a one-time thing? Cody's favorite wrestler is Sting. Sting as a mentor to Darby would be cool. So I don't know. Lots of interesting angles here, and I'm excited to see what happens. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if they have the first holiday show kind of booked, it seems like. It seems like that whole show is filled. But the next two, I think announcing a Sting match, even if it's a 6-man, announcing a Sting match to take place, I think a lot of people are going to tune into that. I think a lot. Maybe they're waiting for NXT to announce something that's kind of huge, and then they'll kind of counter in that way. But a Sting match, I think would do wonders for them. And it's a 6-man is probably the perfect way to mask it. You can have everyone else doing most of the work. You can have Sting come in and get his gimmicks off, hit everything, maybe even win the match. I don't know. I think it would be huge. Is Shaq still a thing? I don't think so. I think that from what I can tell, I would say that they pulled the plug on it because Brandi is pregnant. And I mean, I still don't even understand what that whole Shaq thing was for. Like, he put over the girl, I can't remember her name. He put her over and kind of made fun of Brandi, but there's no way he was going to step in the ring. There's no way he was going to fight Cody or anything. So I don't know. Hopefully it's over, because I don't want to see stuff like that. You would think that, I mean, I don't know what they were doing with Mike Tyson, but it seemed like they kind of pulled the, stopped. And I really hope that's the case for this. I don't want to see stuff like that. Not on AEW. I don't know. It's just not for me. Jade Cargill. That's right. What do you think they will do with Jade Cargill now that Brandi is pregnant? I'm not sure. Probably kind of put her to the side until something happens, so they can figure something out. And that's the weird thing too, is that I've said it a couple times, they signed a bunch of women. They have tons of them. So I don't know why they're taking so long to build their women's division back up. They featured one women's segment today. It was a tag team match, and we actually saw Diamante and Ivelisse, which was crazy because we haven't seen them in a while. I think they're on Dark mostly, but they signed all these people: Deeb, Diamante, Ivelisse, Thunder Rosa, all these people. So time to start figuring out something to do with them. The AEW Women's Champion Hikaru Shida is nowhere to be found tonight. It's kind of disappointing since they're doing that whole thing with Abaddon. I mean, and I guess it's not the worst thing in the world to take a week off from something and return to it the next week, so you don't kind of burn people out or you don't burn through what you're trying to do. But it would have been nice to have her just be present, because I really feel like she's not a big part of the show. And it seems like the whole NWA Women's Championship thing is a bigger deal in AEW. It seems like the contenders for that, Serena Deeb and Thunder Rosa, are a bigger deal than their own champion. So I'd really like them to focus on that. I'm sure that they can come up with something. Like, it really can't be that difficult. It really can't. That Triangle versus Omega and the Good Brothers needs to happen. We need it. Absolutely. I agree. And I think it's coming. I do. I really do. I heard, like, what was it, like a month ago? I think it was either the night that Don Callis and Kenny Omega announced that they'd be there on Tuesday, or it was the week before. But someone was talking about reports of the Good Brothers being on Dynamite. And it makes a lot of sense. I just didn't believe it because I thought the partnership would be with New Japan. The partnership with New Japan just makes way more sense to me. A lot more. BKM has put the community in such turmoil and we need this match. Yeah, man, it's brutal. My fiance was telling me that she got a fan council email this afternoon, and it pretty much just, actually really funny. It asked how watchable Raw was, and it asked how watchable SmackDown was. She put they were both unwatchable, thankfully. But kind of funny to see them doing the fan council things to see. I mean, do you really need to do the fan council to tell you that when you're hitting your all-time low of records in your 40 years of business, whatever it is, do you really need to ask people in an email what the problem is? Or is it not just blatantly obvious? Sure, there was a football game on. They've been competing with football for 25 years, 30 years, whatever it is. This is nothing new. This is not an excuse. Sure, the game was really good. This is not an excuse at all. It's not an excuse. Sure, it happens. Sure, it drew some people away. But if they weren't so far in the dumps to begin with, they wouldn't have been hitting a record low. Let's not act like that football game took away 4 million viewers from their show. It didn't. It didn't. So, it's their own problem. And I've said it here. I've said it a million times on Instagram. If you have a show that is must see, people are not tuning out. Period. That's just the way that it is. If your product is good, people are going to watch it. They're not going to change the channel. If your product was good, then people will watch it no matter what. Exactly, Raphael. Exactly. That's all it is. If you're up against something and, these people this is what they do for a living. So it's not like they were just sitting there on Raw and then they were like, oh, wow, there's a football game on. Oh, wow, it's kind of hyped. I'm assuming that they have people at their company that are like, hey, there's a football game on tonight, or in next week or in a couple days, it's probably going to be a hot one. So let's kind of, make sure that during this time we're doing something special or something. And they couldn't care less. They don't give a shit. They really don't care. They really don't. And they've said it a bunch of times where they're like, oh, my friend Mark and I are going to stop watching. Yeah, well, your friend Mark did stop watching because you've lost like 3 million viewers since then. And then what was it? 2 years ago, I think it was in December of 2018, where they said like, hey, we know our shows are trash. We apologize. We're the McMahons and Triple H. And, we're going to start giving you what you guys want. We're going to start listening to you. Boy, were they wrong. They are not. They certainly are not. They did Kofi Mania and they did Becky Lynch. That was obviously fan service, but those moments are incredible moments that will be remembered forever. But those two moments don't excuse a year's worth of bad shows. They don't excuse a following year of bad shows. They don't excuse Rhea Ripley being buried by Charlotte. You have all of these things, these mistakes. Those two fan services aren't going to bring back the terrible Hell in a Cell finish with The Fiend and Seth Rollins. Those moments aren't going to get rid of the Saudi shows and all the stuff that is terrible about them, all the rumors about them being hijacked and stuff like that. They're certainly not going to fix the problem of Goldberg almost killing The Undertaker. They're certainly not going to fix the problems of Goldberg beating The Fiend. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Complete foolishness, yes. Well, that pretty much sums it up. Complete foolishness. It makes no sense. You're a company that is centered around fan enjoyment and fan investment. Just put your ego aside and just give the fans what they want. Exactly. I don't get it. I've heard them say all the time that like the Twitter people or the internet people, they're just a very small area of their show that, you know, they're not the ones that they cater to. They cater to the casuals who, you know, yada, yada, yada. But it's like, why? Cater to the people that make or break your show. If you put on an amazing show and I'm on Twitter and I'm on Instagram, like I have like almost 62,000 followers on Instagram. I'm going to hype up the show. I'm telling you, if this is a good show, I'm saying, hey, bro, you got to check this show out. It's been fantastic for a month. I'm on YouTube now. And I'm telling you, hey, this show is fantastic. You need to check it out. If you haven't watched wrestling, man, you really need to check it out because you're missing out on some great content. Please go watch the show. It's people like me who can get the casuals in, where if it's like, hey, I'm not watching because this stuff is garbage. There's so many people that don't watch these shows that just follow me. They just follow me to see what I'm posting, to see what's going on Instagram and Twitter, just to see. They don't want to waste their time. So if they could just pop up on their phone on Monday at 10 o'clock and kind of see what's going on, you know, if I'm saying, hey, this show's trash, it's the same trash we've been seeing for 10 months. That person is like, well, okay, I'm not coming back. If you have me on there saying, holy shit, did you guys just see what happened? This match was incredible. This is insane. You guys, if you're not watching, you need to come back. You need to start watching again. It's that simple. It's that simple. Obviously, there still needs to be family-friendly content. I don't think anyone's asking them to turn their show into like an R-rated 3-hour show or anything like that. You can still have your family show. Just put on some good matches. Push the people that are talented. Don't push the people that aren't. And there you go. If someone manages to get themselves over, don't complain about it. They did their work for you. Like, if I'm a rapper, and if you want to kind of use the same terms here, if I'm a rapper signed to a label, the label's not doing anything with me, and I'm just over here, I'm frustrated, right? I'm not doing anything, so you know what? I'm lighting up social media, I'm dropping freestyles, I just dropped a mixtape, it's super hot, and then, you know, I come up with an album, and I drop it, and I sell 1 million records. You really think that my record label is going to be like, bro, you need to chill. We don't really have plans for you right now. So you just need to chill. All right. I know that you got yourself over. I know that you sold 1 million, but you know, we can't invest our time into you. How dare you? How dare you sell 1 million records? How dare you sell all of your merch? Like, what? You didn't have to spend any marketing dollars. You didn't have to give TV time. You didn't have to do anything. Why are you complaining? You just got a star wrapped up to you for nothing. And that's like, I'm more so talking about the whole Miro thing with Rusev. Like, the dude was super over, and they were just kind of like, we don't really have you on our plans. So we're just going to kind of like do some like cucking storyline with Aiden English, and we're going to break up like the hottest thing that we have, like this Rusev Day stuff. It's not good. Like, people are just mocking you. So like, this is trash. And then we're going to have your wife marry someone else and like make out with him for 5 minutes uncomfortably on TV in front of you. Like, oh, it's so frustrating. Like, stuff like that drives me absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I read the comments on other wrestling page. WWE Mark said Raw was amazing last week, and I was like, what the fuck? These guys really are. Yeah, I mean, I don't like to be rude to people that enjoy other things. To each their own. If you're respectful about it, I don't care if you like Raw. That's fantastic. I'm glad that you like it. But you know, the fact is that the ratings are at the lowest they've ever been. So you gotta kind of figure out what's going on. If someone says it's the best show, like, that's cool that they liked it, but at the same time, you're hitting record lows. So that tells you that it's not as good as some of these people are saying. That's all. Vince had a chance to bring the ratings up at Survivor Series. They should have put NXT in the mix, but Classic VCam doesn't give a damn about NXT. Triple H said that it had to do with COVID. I'm not sure if that's true. I really don't believe that at all. I really don't think Vince cares about NXT at all. I really don't. I think that his sole reason to have NXT is just to counter what AEW does. I genuinely think that. I really do. And they're good off catering an audience like less than 1 million people instead of making a better product and getting new viewers. That's not how business works. Yeah. It just doesn't make sense. I've seen countless amounts of people saying, how do you still watch WWE? If that's not a reflection of the quality and enjoyment of your product, what is it? All it takes is one look at social media. Yeah, but that's the thing. They think everyone on social media is stupid. They think that they act like we just have a vendetta against them. They act like we just don't want to enjoy their shows. And honestly, there's nothing more than I would love to sit here and watch amazing wrestling all week. Hell, I mean, if that's the case, I'd probably open up to other things. I'd probably start watching Impact. If watching Monday Night Raw for 3 hours on Monday didn't absolutely kill me, I'd probably watch Impact. I wouldn't mind. If Raw and SmackDown were good and they didn't just ruin people from NXT, I'd probably be more invested in NXT right now. It's really hard to be invested in NXT when you know what's coming. It really is. I'm not watching Raw next week. This is bad. Yeah, it is. It's really bad. And then people want to blame it on Drew. Oh man, I seriously could go on for like 10 hours. Blaming a world champion for a show's terrible viewership ratings is insane. This isn't 1982 anymore. You know, like, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. The booking is and the storylines of the show is what draws in viewers. Drew McIntyre was featured in an 8-minute segment last Monday. How is he supposed to save the show? How? It doesn't make any sense. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. The only thing that you can do for stuff like that is when they tease people like Stone Cold and they're like, hey, Stone Cold live on Monday Night Raw tonight. And they don't tell you when. So you have those people that are like, okay, most of the time there's about a 20-minute segment that starts off the show. So I'm going to tune in. And they're like, okay, well, that wasn't it. So I guess I'll just keep checking back in. So, you'll have that viewership kind of linger for the whole time. And then if you put it at the end, obviously towards the end, you're going to have a spike in ratings. But guess what? Next week, those people are not tuning in. They're not tuning in because your show sucked. Everyone was just here to see Stone Cold. If he's not there, they don't care. Me as a fan, I'm praying for guys on NXT not to be called to Raw or SmackDown. Yeah, I really wish that NXT would just be completely separated at this point. It makes it really... I do want to talk about it in more detail at some point. Probably a separate video, but it's really hard to be so engaged in NXT when you know that none of this matters. None of this matters. Those people that you love, when they inevitably move to Raw or SmackDown, they're not going to be those people. They're not going to do those moves. Hell, they're probably not going to dress the same. They're probably not even going to have the same music. Who knows? Maybe they won't even have their first name. It's brutal. So it's very hard to be invested. Very hard. To people who don't watch wrestling, WWE is the only company that they even know exists. If they knew it was the worst one, what would they say? You don't see bigger companies being outdone by small. I would agree to that. And I think, for lack of better words, I would say that WWE is like the gateway drug of wrestling. I don't see someone being like, oh, I really want to kind of watch wrestling, so I'm going to watch Ring of Honor. They're going to be like, I kind of want to watch wrestling. Who's the best? Okay, WWE is the best. They have the biggest audience. They have the most money. They have the best presentation. So I'm going to watch WWE. They're going to watch it and they're going to be like, wow, I just watched a 3-hour show and none of these people won a match. It was all disqualifications. This isn't that great. And they're not going to tune in. They're not going to be like, well, maybe I should check out number 2 and watch AEW. Or, hey, maybe I'll check out this NXT brand for this this company or this SmackDown. Maybe they don't even know that these 3 shows are different, you know? It just doesn't make sense. Keith Lee is the perfect example. Yes. Yes, absolutely. I won't be able to see Undisputed Era getting destroyed. Oh, man. That'd be brutal. That'd be brutal. To be honest, you broke up every tag team. What do you think was going to happen? Yeah, exactly. Hell yeah, we are here to raid, Jeremy Stanley says. I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what that means. Not quite sure. So anyways, to kind of get back on track here, we're almost at an hour in. We kind of need to go through the show here. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Hello, everyone. Give me a hell yeah podcast. Oh, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on. Whole yeah raid. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Hope you had a great podcast. I'll have to check it out sometime. I'll have to check it out. Hopefully you had a great show. Hopefully you guys had a great time talking about Dynamite or NXT or maybe both. I'm not sure. Sending some love to the community, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. Maybe we'll have to do something in the future. You know what I mean? Wonderful. Thank you. Hated Dynamite, but we had fun. Oh, you hated Dynamite. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. I enjoyed it. And oh man, this goes to the thing. I need to get Discord set up. I really need to get Discord set up. I want you guys to speak. I want to hear. I want to talk about segments. I really need to get that going. Oh yeah, Ray. Thank you, Crazy Ginger Jake. Hope you enjoyed the whole yeah podcast. We had a few in stream that enjoyed it. That's good. So when's the face cam coming? I've already talked about that. I'm going to say face cam for a while. I'm going to buy an expensive camera and I don't want to do it until I know that this is going to work. So I want to get a little bit better at having shows. I want to have some good production quality, stuff like that. So yeah, I think once I get close to monetization, I will buy a camera. I already have it picked out. So it was pure garbage. Oh, wow. This Dynamite was not the level as others for me. It certainly was not. Certainly was not the same level as others. It was just a standard episode, if you will, for me. Pure garbage. I don't know if I would go that far, though. Don't know if I'd go that far. Man, you're so close to 600 subs. Let's make it happen. Yeah, so close. So close. Trying to work on 1,000 here and trying to work on 4,000 hours of watch time. My God, it is brutal. YouTube is brutal to get monetization on. So anyways, we have the Inner Circle versus Best Friends, Varsity Blondes, and Top Flight. I was expecting pure chaos from this. AEW does not know how to do multi-man matches whatsoever. It's always just pure chaos. It's always just terrible. It's always some crazy brawl that it's the same formula. But I was actually kind of surprised. It didn't seem that way. It seemed like they had control over the match for the most part. This was the worst match of the show. I'm looking. Yeah, I mean, yeah, either that or the women's tag match, I would say. Great work, man. Clearly you're doing something right. Thank you. I appreciate it. I wasn't really looking forward to seeing much of this match, but I enjoyed it for what it was. I think for AEW standards, it was a pretty good multi-man match. That's about it, though. I don't feel like the Inner Circle needed to cheat to win. I don't quite understand why Jericho had to use the bat on Griff Garrison, of all people. It was odd, to say the least. Inner Circle is a group that's been around for a long time. They've teamed up plenty of times. They should have easily been able to beat this random group of people thrown together. So I don't know. Late 90s, early 2010s Vince in WWE was good ratings. Late 2010s, present Vince WWE equals bad ratings. Yeah, they're not doing so well. If you had to choose AEW or NXT, I would pick AEW. I'd pick AEW. That's just me, though. That's just me. Although NXT had match of the night. Don't get me wrong. Kyle O'Reilly and Pete Dunne was by far the best thing that I saw on Wednesday night tonight. Jericho hitting someone with a bat, then laying on his back for Chuck to hit him was bizarre. Yeah, I caught that too. I caught that. It seemed like he kind of fell down before, like he thought he was closer or something. Yeah, it was very odd. And I don't understand the bat to begin with. They don't need it. They don't need it. They're an established team. They're, even when they were coming out, they said they were like the most dominant stable that they have. They don't need to be cheating to beat random people. And especially, it wasn't even one of the best friends. It was Griff Garrison that they hit with a bat. So it doesn't quite make sense. Don't understand. After the match, though, the Inner Circle get the win. And then after the match, Top Flight, the young guys, I think they were, if I remember, 19 and 21. They got into it with MJF and Chris Jericho. So obviously, you know, they're setting up a tag match between them. That should be an interesting one. Should be very interesting. I thought they were going to do more tag team stuff with Jericho and Jake Hager. So I'm kind of surprised to see they didn't do that. Maybe they'll do some of that with Jericho and MJF. I'm not sure. It's not like they really need tag teams, though. So maybe they'll use this as a way to kind of bring Top Flight up a little bit. I'm not quite sure, though. Not quite sure. It would be a huge win for them, though. Huge win for Top Flight if they actually beat Jericho and MJF. AEW all day, says Jake. Yep, I agree. I can really see the Inner Circle turning on MJF and Wardlow. I was thinking that MJF would be the one to kick Jericho out and take the lead. That's what I was thinking. I was really thinking, I mean, there's a lot of different things that they could do. It seems like everything that the Inner Circle does is so filled with like tension. Like they're all ready to just brawl and beat the hell out of each other. You know? So, I don't know. There's a lot of angles they could go with. I do see an MJF and Jericho feud coming out of it, though, probably. MJF taking over would certainly be very interesting. 21 watching, 17 likes. Who's sus? Uh-oh. Maybe they hit the dislike. I don't know. I do not know. AEW tag division is stacked. Yeah, they have so much going on in the tag division. It's insane. Kenneth says, Griff Garrison, you mean post-puberty jungle boy, jungle man. Yeah. The real thing is, who the fuck is Griff Garrison? I love that. Absolutely love it. I'm enjoying this phase of Jericho putting over young guys. Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. Although they haven't really capitalized off Orange Cassidy beating Jericho. They haven't really done much with it. Too much tag matches on this show. Yeah, there's a lot of tag matches, but I mean, that's their specialty. So I'm assuming they're mostly going to be tag matches most of the time anyways. They did announce the matches for next week. I think I closed down my files though, so I'll have to get through them. I think there's a lot of tag matches on the way as well. I never thought of that one. Detective AEW back at it again. Yes, I know everything. I see everything. I know all, even before it happens. MJF about to hit Jericho with the award he got. Interesting. There you go. AEW has more teams that are exclusive to Dark than WWE has on their whole damn roster. Yep. Yeah, I would agree. I don't watch Dark, and I probably don't think I will. Maybe I should pay more attention to it, because it's really hard to see people who have, like, I think it was the Acclaim. They said they had like 8-0 or something like that, and it's like, what? This is the first time we're seeing these people, so maybe I should follow it a little bit better. I don't feel like this match really showed the dissension between the Inner Circle, which I assume this was supposed to be for. Yeah, it didn't seem like any dissension between them at all. Not at all. I'm assuming that'll be a slow one, though. I'm assuming. I don't know, though. There seemed like a lot of tension in the segment when MJF got the best performance thing. So we'll see. There's so many different options they can go with it. So I'm not quite sure. I really thought that Sammy Guevara was going to win the Dynamite Diamond Ring. So I thought that would have been really cool. That would have been a really cool dynamic with... Well, I originally thought that they were just going to keep giving people rings, which I guess is kind of dumb. So I figured it would be a cool dynamic to have MJF as a ring holder, and then Sammy as a ring holder too, to kind of, bring a wedge between them as well. 600 subs. Oh, awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. That is awesome. Hell yeah. We are waking our way to 1,600. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. MJF called tonight Jericho his best friend. The last time somebody called Jericho his best friend, it didn't end well. Yeah, no, it did not. It did not at all. Kevin Owens not happy. His best friend. Maybe they're waiting on a Stadium Stampede 2 or something for the Inner Circle implosion. Interesting. I wasn't ever thinking that we would get another Stadium Stampede. It would be interesting to see them do another one, though. It'd be very interesting. I don't know. I guess only time will tell. I mean, I guess it really depends on if fans return. They got a couple there, so it would be really frustrating to go to an event and not watch it. You know? You just gotta kind of watch it on the TV. Like, why did I pay? I could do this at home. So I don't know. We'll see. Blood and Guts. Yeah, man. I hope they bring back Blood and Guts. Hopefully, maybe they're just waiting for a crowd for that or something. But I hope we get to see that. And I don't even know what it's gonna look like. You know what? What about a Blood and Guts for Impact versus AEW? Blood and Guts, Team Impact versus Team AEW. What is it, 5-on-5? Could be interesting. Could be very interesting. Stadium Stampede with fans would be incredible. I mean, if you had people in the stadium, that'd be cool. But I mean, if they were still in like Daly's place or something and have to watch it, that would annoy me. Would you want to see an AEW invasion on WWE like WWE did to WCW? I don't know. It just depends on how they do it. I feel like anything that they could do would be good, but as long as they put some time in it, I think it'll be fine. An invasion seems like the right angle at the moment. It seems like what they're gonna do. AEW has a lot of interest in helping Impact, but at the moment it doesn't seem like AEW has any sort of interest in having Impact help them. They were making fun of Impact's viewership on commentary, talking about how they're lending their world champion to them, helping their ratings, giving them the best rating they've ever had, giving them trending on Twitter, stuff like that. So we could see an invasion where Impact's just like, hey, you know, we're not as little as you keep saying we are. This is fucking ridiculous. We're not going to stand for this. So we're going to beat up your top guys. And then bam, Blood and Guts. There you go. How the Blood and Guts match is going to be, I think it's just War Games, right? 2 rings with a big old cage surrounding it with a ton of people involved. I didn't mind the Stadium Stampede. I just hated the Hardy spots of changing characters. Kind of took me out of the match, but other than that, I loved it. I actually didn't mind that. I liked it. I think I'm one of the few that really likes Matt Hardy a lot and his characters. For me, I really love the broken stuff. A lot of people, it seemed like when he was in WWE, they didn't like the woken Matt Hardy stuff. For me, I absolutely loved it though. I'm a huge fan of it. I've loved everything that they've done with him in AEW. It's been fun to me. And he's kind of one of those people that can do it though, right? Like that just fits his character with the broken Matt Hardy. It's just kind of, it's dumb, you know? So it's kind of, I don't know. He could just get away with it. Like Chris Jericho can get away with having a best friend ceremony, or he can get away with drinking champagne from a champagne bottle in leather pants in his hot tub, you know, stuff like that. I do not enjoy broken Matt Hardy. I get why people would, but he's too corny for me. Yeah, I get it. To each their own. I like it, and I know that it's corny, but I don't know, man. I just like it. It's for me too. I stepped away from wrestling for a while, and I somehow caught wind of the broken Matt Hardy stuff that they were doing with him and his brother, and that's what kind of got me back into it. So maybe that's I hold it near for that. So I really like it though. This will help with your inflammation. That was great. I liked Matt Hardy multiple personality thing though. That was good. Sad it ended. Yeah, I'm not sure where they're gonna go with him. If they're just gonna keep doing this whole thing. He did the deletes today, so who knows? Who knows? Hopefully they do more though. I like Matt Hardy, and I think he's in a fantastic role right now. Hopefully he'll help kind of get Private Party over while being with them instead of taking the light from someone. I've been enjoying that kind of stuff. So anyways, after the Inner Circle Big Boy match, we had Thunder Rosa backstage doing a promo, and she was attacked by Britt Baker. This is one of the things that I've been looking forward to the most in AEW. They haven't done literally hardly anything with their women. They've just kind of been sitting on the sidelines. I don't understand why. I like Thunder Rosa and I like her work. And I think Britt Baker has come a long way since she did like when she first started with AEW. So I'm really excited to see this. I don't know who is going to be the winner. Thunder Rosa is an excellent choice to win. Britt Baker is an excellent choice to win. And I guess it all kind of boils down to what happens with Shida and Abaddon as well. I can't see him really slapping the AEW Women's Championship on Abaddon. But if they do, I don't know. I don't know what the landscape of that division looks like. I mean, period, I guess. But with Abaddon as the champion, I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I've always been a Matt Hardy mark, so whatever he did, I loved. Yeah, I agree. I've been a fan of Matt Hardy since way back in the day. I prefer more realistic. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I try to be open a little bit more and try to do like a variety of stuff, but I completely understand why some people don't like certain things. I completely understand why some people aren't interested in FTR matches like that old school style. I get why others aren't interested in the flips and stuff like that. I understand. If WWE invades AEW, then everyone would want AJ Styles versus Kenny. That would never happen. Never, never, never. I don't ever see WWE and AEW working together, ever. Thunder Rosa is an amazing human being. That's awesome. Have you met her or something? Matt Hardy is really good though. Enjoyed him with Jeff. Yeah, I was really hoping that Jeff would leave WWE and go to AEW. That would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. Hopefully they both end their time there. But I think Jeff just signed a 3-year deal? Another couple years. So who knows? That was really, really, really surprising. Maybe he wants that WWE championship run. I know that they've said that his old song was coming back. That surely hasn't happened. I don't know if they're waiting for fans. I don't think it really matters at this point. I think we've all conditioned to this new way of watching wrestling. So I personally want Abaddon as champion. I don't know if my opinion Shida's reign has been boring ever since it started. Yeah, they haven't really done anything with Shida. They haven't. And I don't think that's going to change if someone else wins either. It's not a priority for them. It seems like they have a lot of people that they signed and they just don't really use them. I've said this before, but maybe they use them on Dark. I don't know. I don't watch Dark, so I can't really tell you. But I'm really looking forward to this Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker feud. The match should be pretty good. Obviously, I think the winner should be challenging whoever the champion is. Hopefully it's Shida, and I would expect Thunder Rosa or Britt Baker to be the next AEW Women's Champion. That's my call right there. Abaddon as champion would be scary as hell. I'm not sure what they would do with it, but definitely open to seeing what they got. FTR vs Hardy Boys in a TLC match just for Jeff Hardy. That'd be an interesting one. It would be really interesting to see both the Hardys in AEW. It really would. And I think Jeff would work well with a lot of people there. Signing a bunch of talent on not using it, where I've heard that before. Yeah. Yep. As you don't watch Dark, you should watch Brit's segment on Dark if you get the chance. They're gold. Are you talking about the waiting room? I've seen it. My fiance's put a couple of them on. So I've seen the Dustin one. I think it was with Dustin Rhodes. And I think she was talking that they had Sting as a guest the whole time, but he never showed up because he obviously wasn't. Yeah, the waiting room. Yeah, I need to check it out. I really need to watch Dark, but man, it's just, maybe I need to find, like, I guess I don't have to watch it live. I can always just watch it some other time. But after Raw, I'm just like pissed. I'm like done. I just don't want to watch wrestling again. I don't want to do a post show. And it's like the last thing I want to do the next day is watch more wrestling. I just kind of want to take the day off. And it's also kind of interesting because Dark is and Impact overlap a little bit, if I recall, by like 30 minutes or so. So it's kind of weird. Anyways, after the backstage segment, we had the Acclaimed making their Dynamite debut against SCU. I like the Acclaim. I like what I've seen of them so far. Apparently they're on Dark a lot. I think they said they were 8-0, which news to me. News to me. This was the first match I've seen with them. They were good. I liked it. Kazarian killed him on the mic when he was rapping. So I don't know about the rapping gimmick quite yet, but I do like the Acclaimed. They seem talented, and it's always nice to see younger guys come in and do their thing. Dark is long though. That's my problem. I just watch after and a couple of matches at the time. Yeah, it's 2 hours, isn't it? 2-hour show. Raw, the most difficult thing in wrestling right now. Yeah, it's by far the worst show, the worst wrestling show. Easily. Not even debatable. That show is terrible. Yeah, not a fan of the rapping gimmick. Yeah, I don't. Maybe they'll make it work. Maybe they'll change my mind. I don't know. Not the biggest fan of it though. But yeah, I enjoyed the match. I thought it was good. Obviously, I'm glad that they made the right decision in having the Acclaimed go over SCU. It would have been pretty silly to have SCU go over. So glad that they did that. Are you going to talk about NXT on Wednesdays or just Dynamite? We've talked about NXT quite a bit. Talked about a couple things on NXT. Kind of go back and forth a little bit here and there. Typically, what I plan to do is run through the entire AEW show and then open it up and do whatever afterwards. But we've talked about the Xia Li and Boa stuff on NXT. We've talked about Kyle O'Reilly and Pete Dunne as well. Van says, bye, folks. In the end, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, and Jon Moxley are the best. We'll see you later, Vanch. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hope you have a great night. Got you joined a little late. No worries, man. No worries. The VOD will be up as soon as I go offline as well. So if you want to go back and check that out, you can. Or once we get done with this, if we finish up here shortly, we can kind of open it up and talk about whatever you guys want. I do not care. The SU are great, but to be fair, they were the first champions. Yeah, and I thought that was the right decision at first as well. I thought SU were great first-time champions, but they really have gotten lost in the shuffle. Like, a lot. And I guess that's not really a bad thing because their tag team division is so stacked that you don't really need them to be shining, to shine the light on them. You have other people, so they can be there to put other people over. Daniels is like the head of talent relations or something back there, so he's kind of filling other roles. They've really split Scorpio Sky away from them. And maybe if you guys watch Dark, maybe you can tell me, but is he on there? Is Scorpio Sky on Dark a lot? Because we haven't seen him for quite a while, and it seemed like he was going to have a feud with Shawn Spears, but never quite did. I think it was Scorpio that had a COVID scare or something. So I don't know if they just kind of put that on the back burner or whatever, or maybe I missed something. Kaz and Daniel's about to split. Yeah, I mean, I would keep them together. You could always use tag teams. There's no reason to split them up, and I mean, they're certainly not going to split them up and have like a big feud on TV. So I would rather just have them be there, maybe get a couple wins here and there, but mostly just be there to put over other tag teams, I think. I really want Daniels to get a massive push and become TNT champion or something. That'd be interesting. I don't see that happening, since he's on the older spectrum of their talent, but who knows with the TNT championship? I really don't. It really doesn't seem like they have a good map out of what they're doing with it. Darby's just kind of, he's feuding with Team Taz, and Brian Cage and Ricky Starks both want a shot at the title, but they've never really made a championship match. They're just fighting in tag matches. And I'm assuming that my guess is that Cody, Sting, and Darby are going to team up and fight Team Taz. So you don't have a title match involved in there either. I don't know. Who do you think is in line to be the next TNT champion? Scorpio would be really cool. I have no idea. I really have no idea. Van says it's morning in here, dude. I'm in the Indian, by the way. Big fan. Bye. Thank you, Vanch. I appreciate it. So hopefully you have a good day then. I appreciate that. It's 3:30 in the morning over here. Whew. Good Lord. It's only 8:30 for me. Good Lord. Santana and Ortiz should be the next tag champs. I love Santana and Ortiz. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. The TNT championship feels like the 24/7 championship. It doesn't have a plan. I wouldn't go that far. I really wouldn't go that far because that's the bottom of the barrel right there. But yeah, it doesn't seem like they have any plans for it really at all. I'm not quite sure why. I guess we'll see. Maybe. I don't know. The reason I want Daniels to do something is because I think he's incredible and he's not done something big in a major promotion I really want him to. That makes sense. I see that. Maybe they'll give him that opportunity. I don't know. I don't think a TNT championship reign is like off the plate, off the table, whatever you want to say. Darby never defended the TNT title since he won it. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't know why. I don't know why they're not working on anything. I figured that they would have a Ricky Starks and Darby Allin match or a Brian Cage and Darby Allin match. Starks and Allin makes more sense to me due to the size differences, but I don't know. Maybe they'll have Allin go over Brian Cage since he's a big boy. But I guess that brings me to the FTW championship. I don't understand why it's there. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense to me. I don't like stuff like that. It's not that far, but more like WWE Tag Champions. TNT Championship has more of a plan than US and IC titles, at least. Yeah. I guess. Bobby Lashley's not really doing anything for that championship. Sami Zayn is it seems like they're kind of working to a thing with Big E. I'm not sure if they'll get there, though. John Silver would be the next TNT champion. I would believe that. John Silver is stupid over because of BTE. TNT belt under Cody was good, but since Darby, it's became a bit stale. I wasn't a fan. I've kind of lost a lot of faith in the TNT championship ever since Cody won it back. I didn't like the whole losing it to Brody and then winning it back. Like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, or however long of a break he took. And then I certainly wasn't a fan of Cody dropping it that quickly to Darby either. And I'm not mad at Darby having it. I just hate it when I see titles flop like that so fast. If they wanted to put the title on Darby, they should have just had him beat Brody. That's my opinion, though. I guess if anyone knows, I guess Brody's hurt currently. That's why we haven't seen him since then. It's kind of weird to see the Dark Order on BTE without having Brody. That's a really odd thing. Like, he's the leader. They don't even really talk about him. I don't remember the last time when anyone on AEW has mentioned Brody Lee. I don't at all. Fair, I get what you're saying. I was not a fan of Cody winning the belt back, but the match Cody versus Lee was great. Yeah. That doesn't take away from what they did. Yeah, I thought their match was good, but I don't know. It was just, I've never been a big fan of just flip-flopping titles like that. I feel like, I guess not everyone can have a long reign because then it would kind of get stale, but it felt like too soon in the creation of the TNT Championship to do something like that. But that's just me. Safa says, joined a little late. What are your thoughts on Kyle O'Reilly versus Pete Dunne and Cross's return? I thought O'Reilly and Dunne was fantastic. That's my match of the night for sure. For over both shows. The match was incredible. They beat the hell out of each other. I said earlier that I wish Pete Dunne would have won because I would have liked to see Balor and Dunne at New Year's Evil, but I'm not mad at O'Reilly winning. And earlier today, Finn Balor tweeted a picture of him as the Demon King. So, I don't know. Maybe we'll see the return of the Demon King for New Year's Evil. Hey, if they want to compete with AEW on these holiday shows, the Demon is certainly a way to do it. That's a huge deal. Everyone's going to tune in to watch that. 100,000,000,000%. Everyone's going to be like, the Demon? Changing the channel. I got to watch NXT right now. To be fair, in the Attitude Era, they flip-flop belts a lot, and they've done successfully, but I'm not a fan of flip-flopping belts as well. It's just a theory of why Khan might be doing it. Yeah, I've gone back and watched some Attitude Era stuff here and there. Obviously, you don't remember all of it when you're a child. And I see a lot of belts flip-flopping, especially tag titles and stuff, but I don't think the Attitude Era is like the end-all, be-all of great wrestling. I think in today's world, I think the wrestlers are better than ever, and I think the rosters are better than ever. And I don't think that relying on the Attitude Era is the key to success in this time. I think someone needs to find their own. I think AEW has found their own pretty well. NXT has as well for the most part, aside from the whole countering AEW type stuff that they do. Raw and SmackDown are just shit shows though. So I don't know. They need a whole new game plan. Whole new game plan. Give me a hell yeah. Great hearing your view, man. Gotta shoot. Take it easy. No worries, man. Thank you for rating. I appreciate it. I'll have to check out your show here shortly. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. We got to 600 subscribers tonight. Very amazing. Very happy. Thank you guys so much. I really thought Samoa Joe was going to go back to NXT. Yeah, I don't think so. They could really use Joe on Raw. It's going to be a huge hit when he moves on because he's so good on commentary, but we really need him. Jaden says everyone loves the Demon. Absolutely. The Demon is a huge draw. I felt kind of underwhelmed with Cody's return. The darker entrance, the dark hair, dark suit seemed like they were teasing something, but then I was like, oh, ought to be a good smouse. Actually, the dark hair was for something. Oh God, I can't remember what it was. It was a reference to something. Let me see if I can find it on his. I think he tweeted about it. Or I don't know. My fiance was telling me that it was just a nod to something. I want to say that it's not Dragon Ball. Maybe it was Dragon Ball. I don't know. I don't see it right here off the top, but I'll try to find it and I'll post it on Instagram or Twitter or something like that. But oh yeah, Death of Superman. You guys are the greatest. It was a Death of Superman reference. I don't know how anyone would have got that without him saying it. But I guess, I haven't seen the Death of Superman, so I guess I shouldn't be talking. Maybe I'll go watch that. I want Daniel Bryan in NXT. Oh my God, Daniel Bryan in NXT would be so good. So good. You know what's interesting since you brought that up? AJ Styles wants to team with Finn Balor. What an incredible team would that be? Wherever they go, or if Finn goes back up to Raw or SmackDown, or AJ going to NXT would be insane, by the way. But AJ and Finn Balor as a tag team would be incredible. And maybe that's what they need to bring back their tag division, because it is terrible right now. Absolutely terrible. Oh my God, Styles and Balor as a team would be great. Please, that would be incredible. Yeah, he said he wants to do it, so it's up to Balor, is what Styles said. I'm not sure if that would float over well with WWE management, but who knows? Daniel Bryan versus Johnny Gargano would be dope. Yeah, Daniel Bryan in NXT would be incredible. Absolutely incredible. I'm surprised they haven't really done that more. They could have these people go in and just have great matches with someone on a pay-per-view. They don't necessarily have to do the Charlotte thing and have them bury a world champion only for them to get nothing out of it in the end. Makes absolutely no sense. Kyle O'Reilly versus Daniel Bryan is literally one of my dream matches. That would be a good one. And I don't know, maybe you'll see it. I'm sure that the Undisputed Era will make their way to Raw or SmackDown at some point. I'm sure they will. I miss Finn on the main roster, one of the few NXT call-ups that wasn't completely buried. Yeah, he was a part of that like original wave though. It's after that, when was it? Like in 2018? Is that when they started killing everyone, or was it 2019? When all those call-ups, they've just been terrible. AJ just needs the tag titles to be a Grand Slam champion. Who better to be his partner than fellow Bullet Club leader? It's right there. Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Like, the team makes sense as well. You have great stories to tell. And I don't know how you have AJ Styles and the Good Brothers and Finn Balor on your roster and you don't put them together. Why was that not a thing that happened? Why didn't they put all four of them together at any point? And they even teased it. Man, that killed me the most when they teased it. It was like, really? You're going to tease this and then not give it? Oh, so disappointing. So maybe we'll get it. Maybe we'll get Styles and Balor. That would be a great team. Have you ever thought of NXT just becoming another brand instead of what it is now? I think I mentioned that a little bit earlier that I would love to see NXT just become its literal own thing. Like, sure, it can be owned by WWE and stuff, but just have NXT be its literal own thing. Like, I don't want, especially if they're going to have 2 NXT shows, I would much rather have there be just NXT be its own thing. I don't want to see people get to the top of NXT and then move to Raw or SmackDown. I don't want to see that anymore. I don't think it's proven to be successful for very many people, especially in today's world. So make NXT its own thing. Keep it isolated. Keep the people isolated. Don't do any cross stuff. It's not working anyways. So I think that's the best route to go, to be honest. Especially because it's something that I'm going to talk about at another time in a video, but it's really easy for me to lose interest in NXT considering what we've seen happen to the people that we have, like with Keith Lee, with Matt Riddle, with everyone else. It kind of is a real turnoff. Like Dominic Dijakovic, really Mia Yim, Mercedes Martinez. I mean, she got out of Retribution, but where is she? Punished because she didn't want to do it? I don't know. So we'll talk about that at some point. Walter versus Daniel Bryan is my dream match right now. That would be a crazy match. I still need to go watch Walter and was it Dragunov? Whatever that match is, I still need to go watch it. Whatever just happened like a month ago. Yeah, ever since 2017. So it's a little bit longer than I thought. Yeah, that's brutal. The fumbling of the OC is one of WWE's dumbest decisions in the last few years. Yeah, because it's over now. It's over. And who's to say that Finn is actually happy in WWE? He obviously wasn't happy being on Raw or SmackDown. He requested to go back to NXT, so maybe when his contract's up, he just dips and goes with his friends in AEW. There's a lot for him to do over there. A lot for him to do. Because VKM likes to fluff our feathers and know what we want, but he won't do it. Practically a troll. Pretty much. Cross is a star. I don't think even Vince can screw him up. I wouldn't say that, Safa. I wouldn't say that. No. He can. I promise you he can. I promise you. And I don't think anyone is safe. Oh, I got a text on. My dog is sleeping. Yeah, no one's safe though. Even Cross could get ruined. Remember when they had the Club, the Shield, and the New Day in one segment? That was a money match, just begging to happen. Yeah, that's a big one. It's at the point where I legitimately don't want to see another NXT call up in years. Absolutely. That's why I find it hard to even invest in NXT at the moment. Cross versus The Fiend? Yeah, eventually. If The Fiend lasts that long. What's the lifespan on The Fiend? How long can they do that for? Yeah, Walter vs. Dragunov, that was a great, and Walter vs. Bate is one of my favorite matches ever. I haven't seen that one either. I need to watch that one. They didn't bury Drew. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Drew wasn't that great till they let him start doing his own thing. And before, he wasn't great. So he's only just recently, over the past year, a couple months, really started to take hold of what he is today. I have to go, man, but thanks for the stream. Good night, and congrats on the 600 subs. Thank you, Flash. I appreciate it. Hope you have a good night, man. I'll see you on Friday, hopefully for the SmackDown post show. Dominic Dijakovic versus Keith Lee at TakeOver was one of my favorite matches of the year, and it's sad what happened to them. Yeah, I was there for that. NXT TakeOver Portland. I was there in person. It's a good match. Drew's not really a call-up. He was on the main roster before. Yeah, so no one's safe. You're not safe. If you're an NXT call-up, if you want to still call him a call-up, because I don't, for lack of a better word, I don't know. That's why Ciampa and Gargano don't want to be called up to the main roster. Yeah, Ciampa said he'd rather retire, and I don't blame him. Even when they had the NXT people, they put Ciampa in a match with The Miz. Like, what? Why? Why The Miz? You couldn't give him someone better than The Miz? Nothing against The Miz. I like The Miz. I enjoy The Miz. Well, not today's Miz. so much, but it just seemed like a really odd pairing. Like I really felt like they could have put him up with someone else, especially when you had those bangers that Adam Cole put on. Who was one of them? Was Daniel Bryan? Was the other one Seth Rollins? Those were good. Those matches were crazy though. Drew was just everyone's lackey until they decided to build him for the Royal Rumble. Yeah, and he's been great ever since. Been absolutely great. Cross and the tribal chief Roman Reigns. I'm sure it could be good. Sure it could be good. I don't really think that's going to happen anytime soon, though. I thought Cross was going to come after Balor for New Year's Evil, but that's not going to happen. So it looks like they're going to build him back up to the title, which is a good thing. That's definitely a good thing. Even though he didn't lose it and he had to relinquish it, I like having, you need to get wins. You need to be built up to have that world title shot. So, and it's probably good for Finn because what else is he going to do on NXT? So, remember Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole. That was great. Yep. They should have given Ciampa Orton to face. That's a perfect match. Yep. Way better than The Miz. There you go. Especially since they have that DDT move that they share. You could do a whole thing with that where it's like, that's my move, blah, 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 blah. If I remember correctly, they did Ciampa versus Miz because everyone else was stuck in Saudi. That makes sense. I forgot that was the reason why they had that. Crazy to think that incident is what brought us that whole angle and that Survivor Series. I swear if they bury Bianca Belair, it doesn't seem like they're going to. They've been doing a great job with Belair. I like it. Bianca Belair is a star, 100%. Sky's the limit for her, man. She's incredible. If they don't fumble her, she's going to be huge. She's going to be huge. You forgot why they got stuck there? Apparently, according to WWE, the pilot flew too many hours or something, so he had to take a certain amount of time off before he could fly again. I believe that was one of the rumors, and the other one was that the plane had malfunctioned and they needed a new part for it or something. And then the Good Brothers said that they just literally got held up. Vince cut off the Saudi feed for the pay-per-view because they owed him like $2 million or something, $2 billion, I don't know. A ton of money. And they hadn't paid it, so he cut off the feed. And apparently they held that plane hostage there. But a smaller plane took off with like Vince and Brock and stuff like that. How about next time they just don't have shows in Saudi? Yeah, please. And I think that they had like a 10-year deal though. So I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know. They signed a huge deal with them for like tons of money. I think someone was saying that the amount of money they got from it, they could stop doing the weekly touring. They could stop selling merch and stop selling advertisements for their shows or something, and they would have enough money to operate and still be profitable. I understand, Mr. W, but like you said, nobody's safe. Yeah, she's certainly not safe, but they're doing a good job with her so far. So hopefully, please God, don't fumble this one. Do not fumble this one. Vince and the money sounds like the most realistic. Yeah. Well, I mean, that 100% happened. It's just the reason why the plane was held up is kind of why you hear the rumors. But the Good Brothers were on a podcast saying that was the case. So who knows? Anyways, back to AEW Dynamite. We kind of got off here on a tangent. Hour and 40 minutes in, going strong. Kind of get this wrapped up here. After the Acclaimed beat SU, they grabbed the mic and they ended up challenging the Young Bucks to a match next week on AEW Dynamite for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. And they accepted. So that should be a good one. Obviously, the Acclaimed are going to take that L. Tony Khan made 2 matches official. He made that one official. And he also made a tag team match between Top Flight and MJF. Top Flight versus MJF and Chris Jericho. So that should be a good one. That should be a good one too. Hopefully, I'm not sure what they'll do in that one. Top Flight looking good on that would be the way to go for sure. Maybe they'll cause some more frustrations between MJF and Jericho if they get the win over them. I don't know. Could be interesting. Maybe MJF and Chris Jericho are going to enter the tag division. Something else to think about. Might be possible. Do you think anybody will ever leave AEW for WWE? Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen at some point. Absolutely. I mean, WWE is already poaching people that are on Dark. They're offering them some big money deals to go to the Performance Center and stuff like that. So I certainly see it happening. I certainly do. And, you know, it's regardless of how WWE is doing, I think for people who are wrestlers, it's still the end goal, right? If you're a wrestler, I feel like one of the greatest achievements would to be a WWE champion. I feel like one of those big achievements as a wrestler would just be to wrestle at WrestleMania, be in the Royal Rumble, something like that. So I definitely see people going over. I don't see it happening a lot or often, but I'm sure there will be some people that eventually move over. AEW is still very, very young, though. So still lots of opportunities to be had. There's apparently another show still in the works that we don't know anything about. And supposedly Dark's going to get split up into 2 different shows as well. So that's a lot of AEW content. Lots of AEW content. It feels like Vince purposely screws up NXT talent to stick it to Triple H. I mean, I don't know why you would do that. It's at the end of the day, you're just ruining your show, right? So it doesn't make any sense. That's why none of this makes any sense. You should be putting your best foot forward for your shows, right? Like, why are you holding personal vendettas against people? It just doesn't make sense. Be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal and last for 3 minutes. There's your WrestleMania moment for new talent. Pretty much. Pretty much. But hey, man, even that, being in a WrestleMania like in Los Angeles with like 100,000 people in the crowd would probably be incredible. That'd be an insane moment. Absolutely insane. So next up, following those announcements for the tag team matches next week, we have Serena Deeb and Big Swole versus Diamante and Ivelisse in a tag team match. It was very nice for me to see Diamante and Ivelisse. I think they're fantastic signees from them. I think they wrestle a lot on Dark, but I would like to see a lot more of them on Dynamite. I think both of them are excellent. I think they're both huge assets to the women's division, and I really wish that they would use them in a way where we could get some stories and we can get some actual women's matches. Like, it just makes sense, right? I'm a big fan of Big Swole as well, so I'm always happy to see her, and Serena Deeb is great as well. I wasn't paying too much attention to this match. I believe something else was going on NXT that I was watching during this, so I'm not quite sure what the quality of it was. It seemed all right to me, but I'm just happy to see them be used. I really am. I don't want to see women's tag team championships, so please don't get that idea, AEW, please. But I think there's some stories to be created and told with these people. You have Thunder Rosa, who they are using in a story. Serena Deeb, Big Swole, Diamante, Ivelisse. You have Abaddon. You have tons of women that I see on Dark all the time. I do follow them on social media, so I do see those things. So it's like, start using these people. Use those people on Dark. The ones that are better that you can put on TV, and have them start putting these people over. Have Diamante and Ivelisse get some singles wins. Have Serena Deeb get some singles wins. Big Swole get some singles wins. She had that feud with Britt Baker and then just kind of disappeared. She didn't really do anything afterwards. So start building these people up. Start getting people familiar with them. Start working on creating that division. Start making some stories. I don't think it's that hard. I really don't. Not at all. So glad to see this. Hopefully they keep on using other people for these. I don't remember. From what I remember of the stuff that they announced, I just think it was Hikaru Shida in action. So Hikaru Shida against some local talent or something like that. I think that's the only women's match they announced, though, for the holiday show. Sorry, but it was impossible for me to care about this match. There was absolutely no build. Yeah, I don't understand why this match happened at all. I don't think there needs to be reasons for matches to happen sometimes, as long as they just say, like, hey, this is an exhibition match. Someone's getting some wins. Someone's catching an L. You know, I have no problem with that. The tag match was a little odd. I don't know why Serena Deeb and Big Swole are together. Obviously, we know why Diamante and Ivelisse are together, though. So I would have liked to just see something something happened, you know. Even I was saying this about what was it last on Monday, like even the slightest little thing to just kind of tell us where things are going, it means the world of difference. Just a little explanation. Jake says, bro, I'm off. It's about 5 a.m. where I am. I'm going to get some sleep. Join for the Give Me a Hell Yeah raid and really enjoyed hearing your opinions, and we'll tune in next time. Thanks, Jake. I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for the raid again. I will be here on Friday, about 10 or 15 minutes after Friday Night SmackDown. So have a good night, man. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And thank you for helping me get to 600. Tahaj says, Abaddon is gold. I think she should have a good side like Bray and Su Yung. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure what they're going to do with Abaddon. Who do you see as the next women's champion at AEW? I'm not sure, to be honest. It could be Abaddon. It very well could. If it's not Abaddon, I would say that it should be the winner of the Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker feud. That's who I would pick. One of those two, or one of those three. And I wouldn't pick Abaddon. I don't think they're not good with stories for women. So, and I feel like she really needs that. Like Abaddon really needs the stories. So give it to Thunder Rosa or Britt Baker. That's where I'm at. And I would say give it to Britt Baker. I really feel like Britt Baker should have been the first champion anyways. So finally time to get here. And I got Chris Statlander coming back at some point. Yeah, I forgot about her. She'd be a good champion too, but I think right now, I think Britt Baker is their best choice. Thunder Rosa is not a bad choice either, but I would go with Britt Baker right now. Like last week when Kushida became Leon Ruff's partner, it was short, but it gave an explanation. Yeah, that's all you need. Like you could have Diamante and the Evil East beating up Big Swole, and then Serena Deeb just comes out, or you know, she's in the crowd and they bump into her or something and they piss her off. Just anything. Even an explanation on commentary would be fine. That'd make it perfectly fine for me. It's just those little things that you need to add in. That's all we need. That's all I ask for. So yeah, anyways, we got into the main event here with Kenny Omega taking on Joey Janela in a no disqualification match. Yeah, he's fine. Leave him in. I thought this match was for the AEW Championship. I guess I was wrong. But this match was very odd. It was very short. They beat the hell out of each other. They no-sold a bunch of stuff. Joey like squashed Omega's head pretty much through that table and off the top rope. That was crazy. It was interesting to see Kenny do the color commentary while he was beating up Joey Janela. Kind of gave you the Booker T stuff that he did in TNA when he was on commentary and beating the hell out of people in the ring at the same time. I think that's like a fan favorite clip of wrestling. So it's kind of interesting to see something similar to that. The stuff between Don Callis and Tony Schiavone was great as well. I can't remember exactly what he said to him, but I'm really confused as to what an eliminator match is. Yeah, me too. They never explained it, and I can't stand it when they just do they make up these things for matches and they don't tell us what they are. What's an eliminator match? Does this mean that Joey can't ever challenge for the AEW World Championship again? Like, I literally thought it was for the championship, so I don't understand the verbiage here. Yeah, they advertised it as some kind of championship eliminator match on Instagram. Never understood what that meant. I can't stand it. Like, just tell us what it is, man. We know it was a no disqualification match, which is cool. So tell us, what does an eliminator mean? You can just, by the way, eliminator means that he can't challenge, or like the eliminator means that they were both in the eliminator tournament. So we're just kind of running it back and we're throwing that word in there because it's cool. I don't know. Just something like that. Anything to just make things make sense makes your show better. That goes for everyone. So everyone stop doing this, for the love of God. Stop giving things stupid names. We don't need championship summits, ascensions, eliminators. We don't need them. Yeah, it's exactly like the sudden death triple threat on Raw. It's so confusing. Yeah, sudden death what? Isn't every match a sudden death? Like the first person to pin wins. That's sudden death. I hate the match name gimmicks. It's so dumb. I read it as if Janela wins, he gets a championship match. But if he literally would have just won, Why have another match? But how do you get that from Eliminator? What Eliminator? I don't get that from Eliminator. I think they mentioned that on commentary, but I didn't get that from the name. I didn't understand that. Cool? Not as cool as Raw in your face. Oh, the slogans. Oh, remember the slogan match or the slogan shows. That's crazy. But Kenneth, you were right. That's what they mentioned on commentary. I didn't get that from that though. So I think they could do a better job at that. And that's for every company. Every company. That stuff drives me absolutely insane. All right, so we're pushing on 2 hours here. I think I'm going to call it for the night. If you were here for my Monday night post show, I said that I would be doing a Q&A on Sunday. I will not be doing a Q&A on Sunday because TLC is on Sunday. So we'll be watching that instead. I think I'm probably going to do a TLC post show as well. So I'll let you guys know for sure on Friday about that, about what I have planned for that. That should be a thing though. And I think we might have there's for sure going to be something. I'm not sure if it's going to be a video or a live stream, but we'll do some TLC predictions as well. I think it might be fun to do a live stream for that and have you guys join as well. So maybe we'll do that on Saturday. Maybe we'll have that. I'm not sure. That'll be coming up though. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you're here and you're not subscribed, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. We hit 600 tonight. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you all. Also, 22 likes already. Thank you guys so much. If you're here and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the like button. Helps me out a lot. I appreciate it. We are on the road to monetization, and it is one bumpy road to say the least. So thank you guys once again. I will be here on Friday night after SmackDown, about 10 or 15 minutes after the show. Hopefully I will see you guys then, and hopefully we'll have a great show. Peace out, everybody.